Hello everyone, this is Quill at Curious Curio Conjurations in Medford, Wisconsin. Thanks for joining us today. We're going to be doing a Norse rune lesson, and the rune that we're looking at is Sowilo. This is the rune that I pulled for today as part of the daily divination that we do. And this is kind of an interesting rune to get. The runes will kind of force us, they're very blunt in the way that they deliver messages. They will force us to look at experiences head on. Like what is happening, what is going on, what's right in front of you, what do you need to look at? And so when we're looking at Sowilo, and we're looking at this in the context of what traditions do we need to break? What traditions do we need to honor? This is very much, Sowilo means sun. It actually represents the goddess Suna, where we get sun from. Makes sense. But the Norse have kind of a completely different understanding of the sun as compared to the Romans or the Greeks. They saw the sun as a feminine force, the goddess, because they lived in a harsh, cold environment, and without the sun, the life-giving sun, there was no life. And so to them, it was Suna, that feminine aspect. Now, we assign gender to gods, goddesses, but we don't have to. This is a creative force. So if you are non-binary, you could look at this as a creative force, very, very strong. Sometimes it can be overbearing, overwhelming. So when you are, I call this kind of the rune of manifestation. So it follows me around when I'm on an idea and I pull this rune. This is usually like the big, yes, this is what's going to happen. Now, manifestation is a twofold process. If you are manifesting things that are working for you, awesome, keep doing that. If you're in a position where you're in a rut, you're sad, you're like, oh my God, my life is never going to change, it's going to be horrible for the rest of my life, guess what? You're still going to successfully manifest when you see this rune. But what you will be manifesting is something that is not necessarily going to help you flourish moving forward. So you want to be really, really careful with this rune, that if you're seeing this, what are you manifesting? In the present moment, are you content with your life? For the most part, nothing has to be perfect, or nothing is going to be perfect all the time. That's not realistic. But for the most part, are you content in what you're doing? Or are you seeing this rune because you are miserable and you are focusing on how miserable you are? However, you're not really balancing that with any actions to change it. So you are still continuing in kind of this spiral downwards. When we look at this, it's Sowilo, it's the sun, but it also looks like a lightning bolt. And sometimes I have heard this referred to as, if it was going to have a counterpart in the tarot, the sun would come to mind first, and totally it would be, that the sun, the major arcana. But the other tarot card that it could be associated with is the Tower card. And when we see the Tower card, traditionally we see, this big tower, people falling out of it, and a lightning bolt hitting it. So somebody once asked me, are you the lightning bolt or are you the crumbling tower? So your manifestation can be freaking awesome right now. It could be something that, is going to help you and is going to carry you forward. Or it could also be something that will drive you down and kind of keep you from, completing your goals. And then you're going to become, usually the cycle is you can't complete your goals. You feel stuck, you become more depressed, and you keep going until you do something differently to change that. So it can be a big wake-up call that an action or a thought needs to be reevaluated so that you can manifest something for yourself. And if that overall message is, are you meant to break tradition? This can be a really good indicator that yes, you are meant to break tradition. So if there is something in your life, a habit that your family has always been doing, smoking, drinking, eating unhealthy, not taking care of yourselves, not getting adequate sleep, maybe poor choices in domestic partners, or you have a domestic partner and they're violent, and that's always been something that's in your family, you have the ability to change those things, to manifest something completely different, something that's more of a creative force rather than something that's going to, if we're looking at the sun, burn you out, hurt you, damage you. So it's your choice what you want. The runes are very, very much based on your choice. So thank you for watching the Norse Rune lesson. I really appreciate all the likes, the comments, the subscribes. Please visit me on Facebook at Curious Curio Conjurations. And if you're interested in a divination, we can do that. We can book an appointment. I've got all price levels out there. I want to keep doing videos like this, so definitely shoot me suggestions, because I have 24 years of experience. I'm an ordained pagan priestess at a church over in Athens named Deeply Rooted, and I am happy to try to help people in their spiritual journey. So thank you for tuning in, and have a good day.